our first speaker, before before calling our first speaker, let me can I ask our his evaluated Toastmaster Ashish Lohani to kindly read out the speech objectives.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Mohit. The purpose of the project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. I will be evaluating the speaker on the below parameters as well: on clarity, vocal variety, eye contact, gestures, audience awareness, comfort level, and interest. Timer, please note the timing for the speech is 4 to 6 minutes. And all the best to the speaker.
Our current speaker is someone who is a sales engineer, who is a travel enthusiast, a blogger in free time. When I asked him what is the importance of chartered accountants in India, he said, "As I'm in startup, I know the importance of CA in managing the finance and to boost the capital." Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with a thunderous round of applause Toastmaster Arka Bhomik with his speech titled The Inception. The Inception, Toastmaster Arka Bhomik. The podium is all yours.
Thank you for a very good introduction of mine, Toastmasters Mohit. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Orko Bhovik, and today I would like to share with you a few key points about my life and what brings me to Toastmasters. For a living, I work as a sales engineer in startup. Born in Assam, specifically Dulayjan, which is known for tea-based agriculture, life is a little less hasty here. The greenery and the hills walks by you side by side, reminding us of the seamless mesmerizing beauty nature has to offer. The first flush of tea would have a tantalizing effect on the tea lovers, and the Brahmaputra river would love to be a part of your unexplored, unparalleled inner beauty. But wait. Do you know what happened next? All of a sudden, I was thrown into the hustle and bustle of a cosmopolitan named Kolkata. I feel like I have time traveled and landed into a different world. The stony buildings, the multi-story apartments, and the hyper-competitive environment started to become a part of my daily life. I started to grow by encountering problems on a daily basis. In the midst of all this, I was admitted to a school which goes by the name South Point. Here my life begins. My school has a great appetite for giving us less marks in spite of getting answers of error amounting to 0.0000001%. In the midst of all this, I was also known as a fortune teller in my school. The story goes like this. There was a friend of mine who used to gobble food at a snail's pace, which continued even after the tiffin period. And I told him one day he would reach great height. That very day, he was asked by the teacher to stand up on the bench, and thus he reached great height at a very little age. But life is not always what it seems like. Sometimes it suffocates. During my class 10 boards, I lost my grandfather who lost his life to lung cancer. I was very close to my grandfather, and this shock had shaken me from top to bottom. For the first time, I experienced loss, and also for the first time, I saw how death chimney looks like. It was very difficult for me to believe at that age how a whole body gets reduced to ashes within less than 1 hour and a man's existence vanishes. During my 12 boards, my father, from suffering from a terrible condition of blood oozing from small intestine, and symptoms were dreadfully similar to cancer. But luckily, my father survived, no cancer was found, and I was relieved. Throughout my school life, I did understand quite early life cannot be idle at any stage, and what is important that I have to play my role. I was mediocre in my studies throughout my school life, but one subject I used to admire was math. During my class 10 boards preparation, my marks in maths was getting hampered. And all the reasons I could found, like our class teacher don't have time for our individual assessment. But my self-introspection taught me there will be reasons you will not be responsible for. So I decided I will take the responsibility of work upon myself instead of blaming others. I taught myself to be self-assertive and landed 100 out of 100 in my class 10 boards in maths. When I entered engineering college and started getting to know about the mechanical engineering, which was my subject, the very lesson that I have learned in my class 10, that someday we will have to take the responsibility of work upon ourselves seemed more prominent, and this very principle helped me to sail through the 4 years of my college life. In college, you are all by yourself and there's no one to guide you, although we feel a little bit of relax if someone has our back. While delving deep into the subject, I realized that life is very less about being mechanical and more about discovery. This believing in the theory of discovery and my inner thirst of becoming a better communicator, which is an essential skill to have in the 21st century, I stopped by Toastmasters. I never shied away from debates competition till date, but I was also looking for a platform to give my communication and oratory skills a professional touch. And thus I landed in Toastmasters, looking forward for a great and enriching journey with Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinita. And yeah, Toastmaster Arka. First of all, I would like to congratulate you for
Ashish?
I was seeing, yeah.
Ashish, we lost you in the middle. Can you start from the beginning?
Okay. No, it's okay.
Yes, Ashish.
Yeah. First of all, congratulations, Toastmaster Arka, for your wonderful icebreaker. I must say, your description regarding cities was so well that I was seeing myself in Dhuliajan. I was seeing that beautiful Brahmaputra river. Then I came back to Kolkata, and then I too went to your school. It was, the description was so well. You were confident. It doesn't seem that it was a icebreaker. Your speech was well rehearsed. Your speech was having all the ingredients, be it humor, be it emotional story, be the content, be your own journey. It was having each and everything. And I must say that audience got to know each and everything from your story, from your icebreaker. You were clear and audible. However, I have got few recommendations which I think you must know to become an impeccable speaker. The first thing is that you were having pauses which were missing in your speech. Like when you told about your grandfather, that your grandfather died, you could have given a emotional look. You could have given a pause for 2 seconds or 5 seconds. The second thing was you were having lot of humor when you told about your friend who used to eat a lot. You could have given some sort of humor. That was something missing. When you talk about like you got 100 marks in mathematics, you could have showcased it. It was missing. Like you can say like vocal variety was missing. And I would suggest you to be little bit back. Like we were not able to see your complete like hand movement was something which was missing. Although you were doing some hand movements, but it was not clear because of your video angle. You could be little backward. That was something which I think was missing in your speech. Overall, Arka, it was really a wonderful speech, having each and everything, all the ingredients were there in your speech. The only thing which I would recommend you is to start practicing, start having the vocal variety, the gestures, those things. Like you have to improve on your delivery part. Okay. So finally, I would like to conclude by saying that keep on coming again and again, and you will really do wonderful job. Thank you.